Which powertrain dominated the EU's new car market in 2025? Is Spain's new electric vehicle incentive scheme already in trouble? And which models has Tesla announced will be dropped in 2026? This is the Automotive Update, presented by AutoVista24. I'm Phil Curry, Special Content Editor for AutoVista24, here with the latest edition of the Automotive Update. I'm here to take you through some of the most recent key automotive news and analysis. We start with Europe's new car market, which ended 2025 on a positive note, with registrations up 1.8% year-on-year across the 27 EU member states. This equated to almost 200,000 units more when compared with 2024. The result was helped by 6 straight months of volume increases to close out the year. The figures, released by ASEA, show that electric vehicles are playing an increasingly important role in the market. In December, more than 320,000 battery electric vehicles and plug-in hybrids were registered, a rise of 46.1% year-on-year. The result gave the electric vehicle market a total of 33.3% of all deliveries in the month. Across the full year, almost 2.9 million plug-in models took to EU roads, claiming around 27% of the market. Battery electric vehicles alone accounted for 17.4% of total deliveries in the year. However, new petrol models still accounted for a significant portion of registrations, with over a quarter of the whole EU new car market in 2025 falling to the powertrain. This confirms that while electrification is making clear gains, the transition is complex and uneven across the region. Electric vehicles also have to overcome the established popularity of hybrid models. Made up of both full and mild hybrids, the powertrain category dominated the EU's new car market in 2025, ending the year as the most popular choice amongst buyers for the first time. The technology achieved a 34.5% market share, up 3.6 percentage points year-on-year. More generally, while overall volumes remain below pre-COVID-19 pandemic levels, many countries recorded improvements. Spain stood out with double-digit new car growth, helped by strong sales of battery electric vehicles and plug-in hybrids, boosted by incentives. Germany, the EU's largest market, also saw a modest return to growth, with electrified powertrains, including hybrids, among the best performing segments. However, despite this positive momentum, it was not all good news. France and Italy both saw declines in new car registrations for the year. For Italy, this was despite the fact late-year EV incentives and subsequent elevated sales sparked some interest and helped resuscitate what has been a stagnant period. Of the EU's other larger volume markets, Poland's new car registrations rose by 8.3% year-on-year, driven in part by strong monthly double and triple-digit growth in battery electric vehicle and plug-in hybrid deliveries. This has been supported by the country's domestic incentives program, offering tax relief and scrappage benefits that have helped boost EV uptake. By contrast, Belgium endured a tougher year, with overall new car volumes falling around 7.5% compared with 2024. Despite its decline, December delivered a strong rebound with a 23% uptick in sales, helped by growth in battery electric and plug-in hybrid segments. You can find a full breakdown of the EU's new car figures, as well as those of key markets, at autovista24.com. Also featuring on the website this week is our latest launch report, which reviews the new BMW iX3, the first model of the carmaker's Neue Klasse platform, together with forecast residual values in Austria, France, Germany and the UK. Make sure you never miss a story by signing up to the free AutoVista24 daily email, bringing our detailed automotive analysis articles directly to your inbox. While Spain has been Europe's standout market when it comes to new car registrations, its new electric vehicle incentives plan may have run into some hurdles. In December, the Spanish government announced the Plan Auto Plus program would replace the country's MOVES incentive scheme. Subsidies would be managed by central government rather than autonomous regions. Plan Auto Plus is set to provide €400 million in direct purchase subsidies for electric vehicles in 2026, aligning the annual budget with previous MOVES funding allocations. However, while the new plan was set to begin at the start of 2026, the funding criteria has yet to be published. Electrive reports that this release is currently being blocked by the country's Ministry of Economic Affairs. This is due to the ministry wanting to introduce a system similar to that of France, where incentives are linked to the complete CO2 footprint of a vehicle. This criterion was introduced to favour European models while discouraging those from China. Initially, the Spanish Plan Auto Plus was intended to prioritise electric cars manufactured in the EU without excluding other models. However, the criteria are now set to be tightened further, replicating the French format. As the situation continues, a funding vacuum is being created, with industry experts fearing that the pause in electric vehicle incentives could cause the market to stagnate. Autovista 24 will be providing a full analysis of the Spanish new car market's first month of registrations in 2026, together with those of France, Germany, Italy and the UK in the coming weeks. ASEA has welcomed the conclusion of negotiations for a free trade agreement between the EU and India. The successful end to negotiations is a landmark moment in global trade relations, according to the industry body. Running contrary to the global trend, the free trade agreement is a strong statement of intent by both parties to furthering more open and mutually beneficial trade relations. According to ASEA, the deal will greatly help European automobile exports enter a market of 4 million passenger cars that, until now, has been protected by prohibitively high import tariffs of up to 110%. The agreement does, however, come with important restrictions that will limit the deal's potential benefit to some extent. This includes quota limitations and residual tariffs. However, a full assessment of the detailed terms of the deal will begin once the texts are published in the coming weeks. Meanwhile, India has become a top priority for Renault due to the market's potential for growth and increasing accessibility for EU firms after the trade deal, the French carmaker's chief growth officer, Fabrice Cambolive, has said. Reuters reports that Renault is making a comeback in India with a new strategy as it looks to the world's third largest car market for growth outside Europe. What will help the French carmaker stand out is its popular hybrid car technology, which it will bring to India alongside its work with Google to provide in-car connectivity, the article reports. The brand will be relaunching its Renault Duster SUV in the country in spring of this year. Tesla is planning to scrap 2 models as the carmaker looks to accelerate a charge into robotics and artificial intelligence following its first drop in annual revenues. The Financial Times has reported that Tesla is to end production of the premium Model S and Model X in the next quarter and convert its California factory into a manufacturing hub for its Optimus robots. The company is also investing $2 billion or 1.7 billion euros in Elon Musk's xAI business. The announcements come as Tesla's fourth quarter results highlight the struggles the carmaker has endured across the year, with various geopolitical impacts and the rise of Chinese brands in the electric vehicle market. Revenues for the year were down 3%. Chinese carmaker Chery could use a UK plant owned by JLR to manufacture cars in the country, according to a report published by the Financial Times. The proposals are set to be discussed as Prime Minister Keir Starmer visits Beijing and will see Chery use an existing manufacturing facility, according to 2 people familiar with the discussions. A new JLR deal with Chery could be crucial for the UK government to achieve its target for the country to produce 1.3 million vehicles annually by 2035, more than double the almost 765,000 units achieved in 2025, according to the latest figures from the SMMT. Chery's Omoda and JQ models are the fastest growing Chinese brands in the UK. The country has attracted a number of affordable vehicles from BYD and other Chinese car makers, put off by higher tariffs imposed by the EU on Chinese-built battery electric vehicles. Chery recently entered the UK market itself with the Tiggo 7, Tiggo 8 and Tiggo 9 models. You can stay up to date with the latest automotive analysis on autovista24.com, and also don't forget to check out the Autovista24 YouTube channel and subscribe to this podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts or Amazon Music. A big thank you to James Roberts, Autovista24's web editor, for co-producing this episode. The music was Better Find a Solution Fast by Richard Ames. Thanks for listening to the AutoVista 24 podcast.